Hey YouTube, it is Trinity Productions, Trinity Pro Sound coming at you with another video. This time we're in a little bit different of a venue and we are looking at a DB Technologies S30 double 18-inch subwoofer. These subs are absolutely amazing for the size that they are and the output that they have. We have had 4 of these things in our inventory and the output from them is amazing. So what we're going to do is just kind of go over the specs on this real quick and then open it up, take a look at the construction. We've opened up one of these before, but we haven't had an opportunity really to do a full video on it. So with the size of this, we can't get this thing into where we do our normal studio shoots. So therefore we are here doing it where we took delivery of it. So what we're going to do is after we get into the specs, we're going to open it up, take a look at the speakers that are in this. We'll pull the amplifier, look at some of the construction. And then what we're going to do after that is run some noise through it on Smart and see what kind of frequency response we get out of it. And we also have the ability with some of the audio files to run some various sweeps and things through it as well. So we're going to get into it. DB Technologies DVA S30N dual 18-inch sub. Okay, so we got the tool out to get it opened up and just wanted to go over the tech specs here real quick. It is a active bass reflex horn type cabinet and speaker subwoofer, of course. Frequency response, 30 to 120 hertz plus or minus 3 dB. That's pretty good. Max SPL is 141 dB out of this thing with a 3,000 watts RMS behind it. Omnidirectional cardioid option with DSP setup. 2 double 18 drivers in it with 4-inch voice coils. It has a Digipro G2 series Class D amplifier with 3,000 watts RMS and it's all convection cooling. Processor on it is a 56-bit DSP, A to D, D to A converters are 24-bit 48 kilohertz. Has some system presets for crossover and delay, phase reversal, 0 180D, limiters on it, RMS peak and thermal, so it protects the speakers, delay options that are built into it, 0 to 4.5 milliseconds internal, crossover frequencies, 75 to 120 hertz in steps of 5 hertz, and then the low frequency crossover out, which you can send up to your top boxes, is a 24 dB per octave slope on that. It's all multiplex, multi-layered plywood construction. It's got 4 handles. It's got sockets on the bottom with the thread certs to do wheels on the bottom of it for easy transport. It's got an optional rain cover available and also dust cover as well. And the top of it also has some points in it that some of the pins go in for the DRK10 and DRK20 fly frame, so you can ground stack speakers on top of it. Comes in at a whopping 183 pounds. So it is, it's a heavy little dude, but very formidable, and with the 141 dB max SPL output out of that, quite an ominous subwoofer. So what we're going to do is go ahead and put the phone down with the specs on it and get into the front of it. We've already got the grill pulled off. So these are built in a clamshell configuration, which is really pretty neat. Grill though on it, probably 18 gauge metal, and then it does have the nice foam on the back of it to protect it from moisture and also just give it that professional look so you don't see the speaker drivers in it. So let's go ahead and get that out of the way. And as you can see inside with the clamshell configuration, you can also see some of the dampening material that they've got down inside of it. These are pretty massive, massive speakers that are down in here. What we're going to do is we'll pull the bottom one out and kind of show you what that's all about. Since that one is a whole lot easier with the way we've got it configured, I really don't want to drop the top one out. But we'll just do a quick spin on it here. On the bottom of it, it does have some little rubberized feet. And I hear something down there going scrunch. And don't know what that is, might be a screw. So it's got the feet, and then on the back of it, we will get to that here, is the power amplifier. We'll flip this thing down on its side so we can go over the power amplifier, or just pull the power amplifier out and go over the connections and everything on it that are on there with the inputs, outputs. It does have built-in RD net on it as well. So quite the nice sub, and feature rich, especially with the RD net that is on board with it as well. So yeah, it is a nice, powerful, and very capable sub. So we're going to go ahead, get that bottom speaker out, take a look at it, and just kind of look at the construction of the basket. And then we'll also get inside and look at the construction of the cabinet itself. This thing is really braced because it's a subwoofer, and with the output that it does have, it is very solid. It is braced very well. This thing has just got glues, screws, nails, everything in it, as far as the cabinet is concerned, to really make a pro quality subwoofer that is going to last a long time. This thing is really beefy. So we'll go ahead and get that driver out. Okay, so we've got the driver out of it. It is beef. So we're just going to go ahead and lift this thing up and probably go over, and we'll do this. So this is a cast frame assembly, and it has got a huge ceramic magnet on it. It is an RCF driver, so kudos there. Dual forced hyper venting system on it to really keep airflow going, as you can see through the back of this, that it is just absolutely amazing. Weight-wise, this thing's got to be, oh gosh, let's put this up here. Probably weighing in at 40 pounds, my guess, easily. But very solid construction. It is gasketed on the back so that when it seals itself in around there, that there is no air getting out. But very, very solid speaker. So this is a RCF 0EXA13981 driver. It's probably a custom OEM for this box, and I'm sure they have others that are similar to this in the RCF line. Standard paper surround, but it's got the 4-inch voice coil to it. But this thing just, the dual configuration in this, and then the clamshell design, it just absolutely, when it hits, packs a wallop. So very, very nice. So the other thing, we're going to go ahead and set this aside. And the other thing nice about this, this cabinet that they've done, and let's kind of get it turned here so we can see, get the drill out of the way. You can look at and see inside there all of the dampening material that is in the speaker. So with that, and the way that they have configured the dampening material in there, and the batting really ends up keeping cabinet resonance down. They've really packed it quite full all the way through the back of the clamshell, and where the sound exits through the center of the sub. This thing is very, very solid. It is braced through the center here. It is braced here about a fourth of the way through the cabinet. Braced again here in the front, and then mirrored with the other driver up in there as well. So very, very solid construction. And then the grill sits in this little piece of gasketing so that the grill doesn't rattle against the wood. So they really kind of have thought about almost everything on this sub. 4 handles, 2 of them are in sideways configuration, 2 of them are in kind of a long ways configuration on it, so no matter how you're picking it up, you've always got 2 handles that you can grab a hold of on this thing to be able to move it and set it up. One of the nice things that it's got, which we didn't really kind of hit on, is it's got slots so that the bottom of it will sit, or should I say the top of it, the bottom feet of the cabinet on top will sit in those slots so it won't rattle off or anything, so it goes down and sits in that with these little rubberized feet and kind of provides a really nice tight fit so that when you've got a bunch of these things stacked up, no matter whether you've got one in card configuration and reversed or going straight forward and firing forward, it really makes a nice tight fit on the top of these things so that they stay together and you really don't even have to strap them down. So very good. Again, on this end of it here, this side, as well as the top, they do have the attachments for the DRK-20, DRK-10 fly frame, so you can ground stack T8s, T12s on top of it. You could probably even get K5s to play nicely with the S30s from DB Technologies. So what I'm going to do now is we're going to go ahead and pull the amplifier and take a look at that. It's 3,000 watts RMS, and it is 3,000 watts RMS. Really nice power amplifier, very beefy. The one thing, as we get into it, but the one thing with the power amplifiers, the DigiPro G2, it is that it is really easy on power. Even though it's 3,000 watts, we've had some of our rigs where we've been very limited in some of our outdoor areas, concerts in the park and things like that as far as power is concerned, and we have run entire rigs off of 420 amp circuits, 80 amps, and have provided a really nice sound system and package with the S30s and T12s that we've had. So that's really something nice about the amplifiers. You want to make sure though that if you're going to drive them to their capacity and drive them hard, that you do have plenty of power. We really recommend a dedicated 20 amp circuit per speaker to be able to drive these things to where they need to be. And that is dedicated, not a wall outlet or anything. That is a dedicated 20 amps just to the subwoofer. And also, folks, ensure that you're using 12 gauge cord and your runs aren't too long for voltage drop. Even though these are universal power supplies in these, and they will run over a ranging voltage. Once you start losing voltage on these guys, I really, with what we have found out, you start dipping below 90, 95 volts, you're really asking that amplifier to do a lot on some very limited power. So you're really better on riding that around 120 or even 125 volts. The things will do it. So again, another little soapbox thing, but its power is just, especially with these guys, the amplified speakers, if you're going to drive them hard, power and sufficient power is very, very important. So there, soapbox for the day. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and flip this thing over and get the amp out on it and take a look at this DigiPro G2 3,000 watt RMS amp from DB Technologies. Okay, so we have pulled the power amplifier out of this beast, and as you can see here, we'll get in a little bit and go over everything. We do have on this side, we've got our input, our link, we have a crossover output, and then you can see where the crossover frequencies are there, hopefully. Not too well because it's out of focus. But crossover frequencies for this output are 24 dB per octave and go all the way from 75 up to 120 that you can dial in and set the crossover frequency. Does have input sensitivity. It does has a sub and phase delay, so you can go 0 and 180 and then all the way up to 4.5 milliseconds. Does have a light on here that tells you the remote presets or the RD net is active. You've got limiter indication, signal, mute, protect, and a ready light on here. And then on this side, you've got your RDNet input and output to link off to your next, and then for servicing a data port for the USB. So with the RDNet, you can go in and set delay and do different things with it for that, and be able to shape frequency response. You can set delays, do all sorts of fun stuff. It does have one massive heatsink on it. This one happens to have the, and it's listed as the ceramic magnet version, and that's why you see, but they do have some that are also Neo version. We've had the Neo versions in the past, and they're a little bit lighter and easier to carry than the ceramic versions, and I think that's just evident why, because of the weight of the ceramic magnets. On the back side, we have got all of the input section and DSP here with a lot of surface mount technology and semiconductors. Those come off onto ribbon cables into dual 1500 watt amplifiers. Down at the bottom down here is the power section where everything comes into the switch mode power supplies on this. And these are the standard G2 power amps from DV Technologies. So again, all surface mount technology on these as far as the semiconductors are concerned. But that is a power amp. Weight-wise, this thing's probably a little over 20 pounds for this entire assembly with the amplifiers and the heatsink and everything on it. But we've had and used the DigiPro amplifiers from DV Technologies here in Northern California, in the Valley, in the hot sun over the years, and have never had issues with them, even hot to the touch point, where you can't really even touch them. So very nice amplifier. As far as the connections on them, each speaker is fed with its own little kind of Molex plug-on connector that is here on the inputs of it that goes down into the cavity where the amplifier is. The amplifier is completely sealed, so it doesn't even see the internal speaker in the cavity of that. So, and it's got a gasket seal around it as well, but it's also got kind of a duct seal goo around the wire so that there is no loss of air coming through the back of the unit and the amplifier. So really nice construction. So what we're going to do now, get this back together, and we're going to fire up Smart and do some things with that where we can run some sweep signals through it, and then also run some peak noise through it as well, and take a look and see what the frequency response of this sub really looks like compared to the specs. And then we'll run just some test tones through it and maybe a little bit of music, but the music is just going to be all low end. But we can at least do a comparison of what's going into the mixer and what's coming out of the speaker. So that's pretty much it. It's a pretty straightforward, basic subwoofer, double 18s. But the proof is in the pudding. The output out of these things is just amazing. For the price point that this thing is and what it can do, there's not much out there that it can touch this thing for a 3,000 watt active RMS sub and 141 dB on it at this price point at all. So good job, DV Technologies. So we'll go ahead and get it back together and play with some noise through it. Okay, so now we've got, let's turn that down a little bit. So now we've got some noise running through it, and you can see the RTA reacting. We'll go ahead and shut the generator down. And now you can see the RTA reacting to my voice. And we'll turn the input on that up a little bit so you can kind of see where everything is going. You can see everything tracking on the left. And so what we're going to do now is just run some noise through it. And then we'll do some sweeps as well, see if we can do that with the signal generator, but so you can see kind of the overall response. And we'll turn the generator on, and you can see what it's doing down there in the low frequency areas. Turn that up. But you can see that it is reproducing down to 31.5, but it is quite a bit down there. Really the strong point of it is looking like about 45 up to about probably about 90 or 100 is really kind of where the strength of that, that subwoofer is. So let's go ahead and kill the noise and see if we can't do something with the signal generator. Interesting. Shut that down and go back into the signal generator. Do a sine wave. Let's take her down to 85. Turn the volume down so we don't. So you can see it generating there at 85. We'll show you what the generator is doing. Back to the signal generator options. We'll bring that. We're down to 75 now. Turn on the generator. And we'll take her down. So it's actively, it does really good at 65. Really good at 62, 61 is good, 59, 58, still good response. We're starting to fall off. We're starting to lose some of that edge on it. It's still reproducing it. We're probably 10 dB down now, but you can see what it's doing versus a signal generator. And we've almost lost it. So we're going to go back up and we'll do on the other side of that spectrum. So right in the, bass guitar kick drum area where you need good solid low end, this thing has got some real good punch to it. Up to 90, 93, 94, 95. And up at about 100 now, we can start telling that we're starting to come down. So you can see what the signal generator is doing there. Let's move this if we can. And you can see what the speaker response is, that we're losing a little over 10 dB of input signal versus cabinet response. And now it really is starting to shape off with the built-in crossover in it. But really good solid response in that 50 to about 90 range. Still good and solid as we go back up. You can see things shift here, but we're not seeing a ton of shift in. Now we're starting to see it come down a little bit as we go on the other side of 66. Now we see some of that signal coming back up at 7980. Let's go back down again. Keep going down, but see right there at 62, we get a really good increase. And we'll knock that off because I'm sure we're just showing a lot of stuff that's noisy and loud. But at least with that now you can get the idea of what the response of that the S30 is. It's got really good solid low-end output, and with the Max SPL, the building that we're in doing this video is just shaking. So, so that's it. That is our review of the DB Technologies S30N. Great sub. These are the optional wheels that you can get for it, 2 with brakes, 2 without. Also, there is a nice cover available for this to protect it from when you do load in, load out, so that it does not get scuffed up. Good solid finish on it. I think the S30N in their lineup is just an overall winner for a double 18 sub. The thing has just got some amazing output. We had some of their S20s prior to the S30s coming out, and we ended up trading up to the S30s, and oh my gosh. I could almost say with confidence that the S30, just one, was almost like having 2 of the S20s. The output out of the thing was just absolutely incredible. So good job, DB Technologies, and if you have any questions on it, comment in the video. You can also send us an email, and that link is available on our website at www.trinityprosound.com. Look us up on Facebook. We post a lot of events and things that are going on Facebook. Shoot us an email if you want to sign up for our mail list as well. We shoot out various specials from some of the speaker manufacturers from time to time that they are having special sales. So if you want to get notified of that, shoot us an email and we'll get you on that list as well. But I want to thank you for watching. Again, any comments, go ahead and make, and stand by. We're going to be doing some more videos soon and getting those up and posted here on YouTube. Again, thank you for watching. Thank you for your support on these videos. It is Trinity Productions, trinityprosound.com, www.trinityprosound.com. You can reach us in Northern California at area code 209-832-8023. Thanks for watching.